This video is going to cover my thoughts on the BOBOVR S3 Pro battery head strap for Quest 3. I've been putting it through its paces over the last few weeks, trying to find out whether it's the best battery head strap for Quest 3 or whether you should go for an alternative option. I own another 3 battery head straps for Quest 3, so I've been able to compare them and see where this shines and where it disappoints. This video is going to cover all of my impressions and experience using this battery head strap to try to help you decide whether this is the right one for you. The BOBOVR S3 Pro was announced in January 2024. I ordered it as soon as it became available. It took about 2 weeks to be delivered, and when it arrived, it came in nice premium packaging. It cost me £82, or that's about $90. That's the current price at the time of this video. That compares to the official Elite battery strap for Quest 3, which costs $130, or the Kiwi Design battery head strap for Quest 3, which costs about $60 or £49. So it's somewhere in the middle between the 2 other popular battery head straps for Quest 3. Inside the box, you will get the battery head strap itself, which all comes in one piece. You also get the battery, which is packaged separately, a USB-C charging cable, a very short instruction leaflet to let you know how to put it together. You also get a silicone band that you can use in place of one of the head cushions on the back head strap. This gives you a little bit more grip than the cushions that come with it. The design is a bit different from the official battery strap and also the Kiwi Design battery strap in that it's a halo design. This means that there is a front strap that puts pressure on your forehead rather than pulling the headset directly against your face. This wide band goes against your forehead, and then you pull the head strap down over the back of your head, and there's a ratchet wheel to tighten or loosen it to the required degree. The front forehead band is adjustable up and down so that you can position it on your forehead where you like. The headset is attached through these side arms. There are clips that just actually slide onto the side arms of the Quest 3. Initially, when I was attaching this head strap to the Quest 3, I wondered whether it would be secured tightly enough, but it certainly has been. Once you have it set up properly, it really provides a very firm and secure hold of the headset, and there's no risk of it falling off. The battery itself is 10,000 milliamp hours or about 36.5 watt hours. This compares to the battery inside the Quest 3, which is about 4,900 milliamp hours or 18.88 watt hours. So you'll actually get more than double the battery life out of the battery on the BOBOVR S3 Pro as you will from the integrated battery. This results in this head strap basically tripling the amount of battery life that you get with your Quest 3. It brings it up to about 5.5 or 6 hours, which I think is fantastic. Where it's not so impressive is the charging time. It supports 15 watt charging, so it will take at least 2 hours, even a wee bit longer, to charge the battery on the S3 Pro. You can charge the headset and the battery together just by plugging a USB-C charger into the battery, and then the battery will charge and then it will charge the headset at the same time. But this is going to take even longer. You're talking well over 3 hours, 3.5 hours to charge the battery and the headset together. You can, of course, take the battery off, charge it separately, and then charge the headset separately. And then you should be up and running, certainly within 2 hours, everything should be fully charged. One other point to note about the battery is that it actually connects on by magnets. There is a power connector on the bottom of the battery and the back of the head strap, and then there are 4 magnets that hold it in place. You might think that magnets might not be strong enough to hold the battery on. Certainly in my case of playing fairly high tempo sports and fitness games, I've had no issues with the battery coming loose. It's been absolutely rock solid. One drawback of this head strap is that the battery does make a very subtle hum. It's very, very quiet. You probably won't notice it very often at all, but if you're in a very quiet environment, I can detect a hum from this battery. and I don't detect any hum from the battery when I'm using the official Elite battery strap or using the Kiwi Design battery strap. So if you're looking for an absolutely quiet solution, you may want to reconsider choosing the BOBOVR S3 Pro. The cable management of the BOBOVR S3 Pro is done very well. The cable obviously comes out of the back of the head strap and comes round, but instead of going directly into the USB-C charging port on your Quest 3, it goes into this sidearm. And then interestingly, it powers this wee LCD screen, which gives you a readout of how much power is currently in the battery. Now, this is great because whenever or before you put your headset on, you can see how much battery is left in the battery itself, but obviously then you can't see the screen when you're wearing the headset. This isn't a big deal because obviously when you're wearing your headset, you can see how much battery your headset has, and as long as the battery is charging the headset, you'll see when you're wearing your headset, you'll see 100% battery life and you'll see the charging icon. When the battery runs completely dry, then the battery indicator in the headset will start to drop. The other feature of this head strap that is quite cool is that it has an integrated fan. Now, this might seem a little bit surplus to requirements, and it probably is, but I do actually quite like it. The fan's integrated obviously in the forehead strap, and when it's turned on, the air sort of blows out on either side of the cushion, the forehead cushion, and you do get a nice cooling effect on your face. You control the fan by pressing this scroll wheel button next to the LCD display. You press it once to turn the fan on and press it again to turn it off. You can adjust the power of the fan by scrolling the wheel up or down. The fan does quite a good job of cooling you down when you turn the fan up above sort of 60, 70%, up to 100%. It does really quite a good job, but above about 60%, it does make a fair bit of noise. That's it up now at 100%, and I'll hold it up to the microphone there. It's not very loud, but you may be able to hear it. I don't think this is a big deal when you're playing high tempo sports games or exercise games on your Quest 3 because you don't really need it to be quiet. And if it's a hot day or you're working up a real sweat, it's nice to have that cooling effect. I think the downside comes if you're playing a more quiet game where you really need silence and you don't want any external sounds. I think the fan would be quite distracting. It's a feature that will probably divide opinion. Some people will see it as being a bit useless, whilst other people will welcome the addition of it. One point to note is that it's quite a heavy head strap. The head strap and battery weighs about 550 grams. And this is actually more than the Quest 3 headset itself. So you might think that if you're carrying more than 1 kilogram on your head, that this would be quite an uncomfortable head strap, and certainly you would feel pretty fatigued after wearing it for a while. But it's actually the most balanced head strap that I have ever used. The weight of the head strap does pretty much perfectly match the weight of the headset itself, and that means that it sits perfectly balanced on your head. And actually when I'm wearing it, it feels a lot lighter than using the Quest 3 with just the default head strap, or even using some of the less well-designed head straps. The weight is all very close to your head, so there's very little inertia when you move your head up and down, back and forth. It's kind of remarkable how comfortable it is and how light it feels despite its quite significant weight. In terms of the fit of the head strap, I love the design because it allows you to get a really, really good fit when you're wearing it. It's adjustable in a number of places. Firstly, you can adjust the front band, the front forehead band. It moves up and down so you can position it on your forehead where you want it to. There is an articulated arm in the middle. This moves smoothly at the top and smoothly at the bottom, and there's a sort of ratchet effect in the middle, so when you get the right fit, it'll generally stay in place. The ratchet wheel at the back moves really easily just with one hand, so it's very easy to tighten it up. Putting it on, you just flip it up and put the headset on and pull the back strap down over your head, tighten it up with a ratchet wheel, and away you go. It's Extremely easy to take on and off. It's very easy to get the right fit. The front forehead band is really quite big, and it's got this wide PU leather effect cushion on it. It's obviously a foam cushion with a PU leather coating, so it's waterproof. It feels really soft. It is really comfortable. It's probably one of the most comfortable head straps that I've ever worn. At the back, you also have these foam pads covered with PU leather. They're a bit thinner at the back. The actual head support itself is kind of like a sort of rubberized, plasticky type material. Probably is plastic actually, but it's quite flexible, so it does conform to the shape of your head, and this actually really helps. It provides quite a good grip of the back of your head. It's sort of cups the back of your head very, very nicely, and it feels very, very secure. Even when I was playing sports games and fitness games where I'm moving quickly and making sudden movements, I didn't really feel the headset moving at all. There's also two top straps here that have a little bit of padding on them, and they have a bit of flex in them, and they are adjustable up and down. This just provides a little bit more support on top of your head. They are removable, so if you don't want to use them, you can take them off. The big advantage of this head strap is that it's much more comfortable than a lot of other designs. It's a more complicated design with this forehead band, but it means that all the pressure is against your forehead and there's almost no pressure against your face. When I'm wearing this, the face cushion just rests very, very lightly against my face. It doesn't put any pressure on my face at all. One drawback of this design is that because the headset's not being pressed tightly against your face, you probably do lose a couple of degrees of FOV. But I know some people have maybe mentioned this. I've tested it out. I've tried going back and forth between various head straps, and I don't really think it's a big issue at all. Another downside of the BOBOVR S3 Pro is that it's not compatible with all third-party face gaskets. I'm using the official face gasket on this currently, but I haven't been, and I wasn't using the official face gasket prior to getting this head strap. I was using the AMVR face gasket, which I find a lot more comfortable than the default head strap. The problem with the AMVR face gasket is that this top part is too thick and it gets in the way of the forehead band of the S3 Pro. You can still use this face gasket with your S3 Pro, but you need to set the forehead strap as high as it'll go, and it still kind of gets in the way a little bit. There are obviously other third-party face cushions and face gaskets, but I'm going to have to try a few to find a better one. I'm certainly not going to stop using the BOBOVR S3 Pro. This is definitely the best battery head strap for Quest 3 that I've tried so far. It's my favorite. It's the one I'm going to be using from now on, but I am going to have to look into other face cushion options to find a better one than the default face cushion for Quest 3. I own 3 other battery head straps for Quest 3, and I've been able to compare them all and use them all and find out the pros and cons of each of them. The first one that I got was the official Elite battery strap for Quest 3. I got this when I first bought my Quest 3. It's actually an excellent battery strap. It is pretty comfortable to use. The problems with it are that the battery capacity is actually quite low and it's very expensive. It costs about £130, and I think that's the same in dollars. I think it's $130 as well to buy. Whilst I was very happy when I got it, it has been plagued with reliability issues. I had to send 2 Elite straps back to finally get a third one that has worked well. This has been a major issue with the official Elite battery strap. I think it's been resolved now, but with this being $130, I actually wouldn't recommend going for the official Elite battery strap if you're looking for a more comfortable option for your Quest 3. The other battery strap that I really like for Quest 3 is the Kiwi Design battery strap. This is a fantastic product. It does have a slightly lower battery capacity than the BOBOVR S3 Pro. It also has a more traditional band design that goes directly around the back of your head, and it does put the pressure on your face rather than on your forehead. It's a simpler design. It's also cheaper. It doesn't have a fan, but I really like it. I think it's a great battery head strap. I would thoroughly recommend it, particularly if you don't want to spend quite as much as the S3 Pro. Kiwi Design actually do two battery head straps. One is just a simple battery head strap and the other one integrates with their charging dock. And this is the one that I got. And this is really good because it allows you to just take your headset off and put it in the charging dock and it'll magnetically connect to the charger and charge your headset. So I really like this, but it's not as good as the BOBOVR S3 Pro. The BOBOVR S3 Pro is more comfortable. It has a larger battery capacity. It's just an all-round better head strap, but it does cost a little bit more. The third battery head strap that I have is a much cheaper option. This is by a company called Yogi's VR. Their battery head strap, again, has a lower battery capacity. I think it's 5,000 milliamp hours. It's cheaper again than the Kiwi Design option. It feels cheaper. It's definitely a budget option. But with that said, it actually does a very good job. You get about 2 hours of additional battery life from using it. It's just not something that feels desperately premium, but if you're looking for a budget option that will do the job of improving the comfort and extending the battery life of your Quest 3, it's actually not a bad option. So overall, I'm really enjoying using my BOBOVR S3 Pro. I bought this with my own money. I've had no contact with BOBOVR at all. I chose to make this video because I bought this head strap, I've been using it, and I wanted to share my opinion of what it's like. If anyone else has tried the BOBOVR S3 Pro, please share your opinion in the comments below. Everyone's different and has different priorities and will have a different experience of using these head straps. So it's great to get a mix of opinions so that people can actually make an informed decision about what to go for. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because I'll be producing more videos on a weekly basis on this channel. You can also check me out over at vrlowdown.com. I have a couple of 100 articles about all aspects of VR that you might be interested in. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time, take care.